On behalf of Nutanix and Carahsoft, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast, focused around optimizing your Nutanix deployment with Prism Pro, where Jason Molnar, Senior Systems Engineer at Nutanix, will discuss how you can optimize your Nutanix deployment with Prism Pro with enhanced features and capabilities.
Today, we are going to be covering Prism Pro and how to make the most out of our Nutanix deployments, right? Just a 1-minute recap on HCI and Nutanix in general. You can see HCI, basically the convergence of compute, of virtualization, and storage all put together in one package, right? And so that provides a lot of advantages in the data center as far as consolidation, ease of management, and breaking down traditional IT silos. We're really going to see how that plays out when it comes to advanced IT operations and automation with Prism Pro, right? So the general feel for what we'll be talking about today during our time together will be this general flow of you have your infrastructure that generates data about the infrastructure, which then can be translated into signals, whether those be alerts or KPIs, which then translates into an action that's taken based off of that signal, right? So we get an alert, we conduct an action, and so there's this IT operations efficiency and automation that is conducted on top of the HCI platform. What are some of the challenges that customers are facing that this kind of automation and efficiency would help with? More moving parts, right? So IT organizations IT is not getting simpler, right? It's getting more complex. Applications are becoming larger. They are much more intertangled with each other. There's far more moving parts, and Nutanix aims to simplify IT both from an HCI perspective, but also from an automation and management perspective. But there's no question that in general, as we look across the IT landscape and look across technologies, not only are we getting more complex from our data center technologies, we're getting more complex when it comes to multi-cloud or hybrid cloud native applications, right? So definitely more moving parts. Dynamic demand. Applications are expected to be able to grow and contract pretty rapidly on demand. So if we enter a busy season, a financial season of some kind, we expect these applications to be able to grow in resource size and then contract when they're no longer needed. Or we have the expectation to be able to spin up an application in multiple locations or create one very quickly, right? With DevOps cycles and security cycles, we are expected to move code very fast. So there's dynamic demand. Gone are the days of building an application over 6 months, putting it in production, and then letting it sit there for 3 years, right? It's a much more dynamic world, and demand for these applications goes up and down, and we need to be able to adapt to that.